Red Edition, welcome. I was in Los Angeles last week and I was in a hotel room and a woman kept banging on my door. She was banging on my door. She must have done it for 2 hours. Finally, I got up and I let her out. Now, what do I got next? In Okotoks, Alberta. Here's a guy. His name is Edouard Maurice, I think. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. He's in Okotoks, that would be south of Calgary. Maybe a 10, maybe 15-minute drive. And what happened is some intruders came around to his place, and he lived on an acreage, so he got his rifle out and shot in the air, scared them away, called the police. The police came, and of course they arrested him. I say of course because you know what, don't phone the police because they're useless. Do it yourself. I mean, vigilante stuff, of course, get the job done. These guys are just useless on steroids. And now he's got to fight it. I mean, I hope he's a member of the Firearm Legal Defense, which is a program in Canada that provides legal fees, pays all your legal fees, and gives you access to lawyers and telephone calls and everything else just for $95 a year. So again, I hope he's one of them. Because a poor guy. Now he's going to be drugged through the mud and treated like a criminal. In fact, he's a good guy. Wow. Conservative leader in Canada, Andrew Scheer. He isn't promising to keep cannabis legal if, in fact, he becomes prime minister in 2019. That's a good thing to say there, Andrew. I mean, that'll guarantee that you don't get elected. Nice going. I mean, sometimes you should just not talk. I mean, I know you're not in favor of it, but Canadians seem to be. And the theory is, at least, that the prime mistake the Canadians have now was elected because he said, elect me and I will legalize marijuana. And he's done that, and now you're talking stupid. What you should say instead is if I'm prime minister, I'm going to get rid of the GST, which is 5%, because I believe it's more than replaced, or will be, with the taxes that the government will earn from the marijuana sales, which are now legal in Canada. Talk like that instead of talking dumb. Just saying. Here's a guy in Toronto, Canada, Marco Muzo. He was sentenced in March 2016. He was driving, I think it was a red Porsche. I remember this case. And he was drunker than heck and hit another car, and he killed 4 people, 3 children who were driving with their grandfather. And so he's now entitled to full parole in November. And then, of course, he has the what do you call it? Hold it, I'm going to get it. Statutory, that's a word, statutory release in June of 2022, which is 8 years served if he doesn't ever get parole. But he's going to be out walking around like less than 2 years after this murder, because that's what it was. So now let's look at this from a different place. Let's just say that you're drunk and you have a gun and you kill 4 people accidentally. You're going target shooting, but of course you're aiming over there and you're so smashed you actually fire over there. So you kill 4 innocent people, and now you get, you're walking around in 2 years on parole, and 8 years from now you're going to be out forever with no chance of, blah, blah, blah. What, are you with me? Are you processing all of that? How about unfair? Does that kind of come to mind? The guy should be hung. He murdered people. Packages in British Columbia are in the mail now for a referendum on electoral reform. And people are getting them in their mailbox already. And November 30th, the ballots will be counted. And BC people are being asked if they want to change the electoral system to a form of proportional representation from the current first past the post method. Some left person really wants this to happen. I mean, a left-wing person, they ask you a question, if they don't get the answer they want, of course, they ask it again and again and again. This is the 3rd referendum about the same thing. The 3rd. They had first one in 2005, second one in 2009, and now they're doing one in 2018. And if that's not successful, you know they're going to be back again and again. How about just go away and be quiet? Okay, what else have I got? Diversity. What is diversity? I've been talking to some politicians recently, and they're always talking about diversity. We're going to have diversity. I said, what is that? What does that mean? And, well, that means we're diverse. And I said, well, we already know that. I mean, if somebody's white or green or blue or tall or short, we're diverse. Like, why do you keep saying, it's got to be inclusive and diverse? That's all I hear. They're unable to explain what that is, to which I said, why do you continue to say it? And, when you're running for office, why don't you be quiet? Like, why are you talking like that? I mean, your idea of diversity, I said to one guy, is just to bring other people into an area that's too white because you're God and you think it's too white. Real diversity is when people of color move in where white people are and white people welcome them because they came on their own. Politicians, I don't like them much. Have you noticed that? Is that your pickup? Okay, I'm gonna I'm going to light a shuck, so see ya. Come on back tomorrow.